All right, hey, good morning, everybody. So I wanted to do a video today because my daughter wants to get up. Okay, one second. So I had an experience recently with a young lady who was 29 years old, right? So I knew that she was in the middle. Okay, well, get down then. I knew she was in the middle of her Saturn return. So I tried to be like gentle with her because I was like, I know she's in a really transitional space. But when I tell you this girl was not listening to me, and so I had to just shut up and let her just talk in her delusion, but it made me want to say something about it because I see this a lot with women, like a lot. Like, y'all don't want to call shit for what it is. You don't want to just like, it's like you want to live in this delusional reality that like the person that you were dating made for you. Or like, I mean, you just want to, you don't really want to go to the core. And I think this is what's wrong with a lot of people, not just women. They don't want to go to the core of the issue of what's really going on. So let me give y'all the tea. Okay, so the young lady shared with me. My kids are trying to put their shoes on. Lena, do you need help with your shoes? So the young lady was like, she just gotten out of an 8-year relationship, right? And that, come here, bring me your shoes and I'll help you. Because why did your sister just leave you hanging like that? It's cold, it's just gangster, cold-blooded. Mommy, sit down so I can put your shoes on. Okay. Come here. You gotta come here though. Come here. Come here. Mommy. So the young lady, come on, baby. You guys are gonna see my kid. So the young lady just had every excuse in the world for her boyfriend and her ex-boyfriend. So basically she shared with me that she had been with him since she was like 18, 19 years old. But then she told me that they had been together for 8 years. So that was a little, it was giving Phaedra energy. Like the numbers, the math wasn't mathing, but whatever, right? We're just gonna let her have it. So she says that they were together 8 years. And as she started to tell me some of the things, I actually made a comment about what she was telling me. Like, girl, you know, that sounds really, sorry, my phone almost slipped. Like, that sounds really, bad. Like, that doesn't sound good, right? That's what I was telling her as I was hearing the story. And she immediately came to his defense. Immediately. Well, I mean, when we first started dating, we were 18, 19, so we really didn't know any better. I really didn't expect him to just have all of his shit together. So, and that's cool. That's cool. I understand if you're 18, 19 years old that you probably don't have like what a 29-year-old or a 39-year-old male would have. But the stuff she was telling me was crazy. So she told me that during her time with this dude, so at the tail end, he would cheat on her, right? I guess that was like her final straw. But the other stuff that was going on, she ended up raising his daughter. She ended up helping to take care of his elderly grandmother because his father wouldn't do it. She had to deal with the baby mama drama from the child that she was raising and just different issues with that. Having to work to support the family, which ended up including his little sister as well. And I just was listening to her. I'm like, do you not see that he made you a nanny and a maid? Like, you're not even telling me, because she was like, there were some good times. Like, but where? Like, you haven't mentioned one good thing that he's done for you or anything he's done to, sweetheart, go with your sister. You can't explain to me one good thing that he's done to like improve your quality of life. Everything you're talking about is about you being a caregiver. And I was like, maybe it's because she's 29. Like, it's not, she doesn't get it. And she still wants to romanticize the idea of being in a relationship with this dude. But I was just like, I hear, when I say grown, I mean, 29 is grown, but I hear 40-year-old women talk like this about their ex-husbands and their boyfriends. Like, they would be like, oh, he cheated on me. He gave me this. you know, he never paid for this. Like, they'll tell all these stories. They'll be like, but he was a really, really, really good dad. Or, but he was, you know, there were some good times. I'm sure there were. Like, maybe he's funny, you know, maybe he dresses well. Maybe, you know, one time you had a major issue and he came through for you. That's cool and that's nice. But if 100 or 80% of your relationship is you being a caregiver, you taking care of his kids that didn't even come out of your vagina, you taking care of his fucking relatives, elderly and young. And then she said something about how when the little sister who died, or her little sister, the little sister that she was caring for, his little sister, the little sister's mother died, right? And there was a funeral, and y'all stop. There was a funeral, and he didn't invite her to the funeral. And she was like, I just don't understand why he did that. That's so rude. Because it was another bitch there. Older ladies, grab you a little sister by the hand, okay? Like, younger women need guidance. I know for me, when I was younger, I always gravitated towards younger women. And they did tell me shit raw. And sometimes I didn't want to hear it. Sometimes it saved my butt. But, man, these young women, like, I get it. I know some of them are hard-headed, but okay. But it's really wild how there's just an overall lack of, whether their daddy not telling them the tea, their mama not telling them the tea, they don't have big sisters or aunties to give them the tea on, like, when you getting played, like how you're getting played one-on-one. Like, it's crazy. And I had to tell her straight up, I was like, girl, I've been put in situations with men where I ended up raising, and I use quotation marks because they had to get the fuck up out of my shit. Okay? I'm not doing that. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, crazy. Now, if I met you and you was already a dad and I merged with you, and your children, that's different. But you bringing kids just being airdropped into my life, baby, I'm not doing it. And I'm a Cancer moon. I love the babies. I love babies. I love children. I am not doing that. That sounds like a setup to me. I started dating you now. I gotta watch your kids. No, I'm not doing that shit. So anyway, but some women do that. Some women do it, and a lot of times they do become very resentful, as they should be, because why was you raising somebody else's child? It's crazy out here. So anyway, what, baby? You want another orange? Okay. So, Mama, put it back. I need you to put that back. Okay, that's enough. Are you listening to me? Do you want to go outside and play? No. Okay, well then you need to close the door and you need to give me that back. Give it to me. I'll cut you some off, but you're not gonna have the whole roll. Like you pushing every button right now. You're doing too much. And so I felt really bad for her because she was really in this really delusional ass world, and she kept saying like, well, you know, I just, you know, the only reason I stayed was because of my stepkids. Bitches, you crazy? I'm sorry. I just don't have it in me. And y'all can say I'm mean or whatever. I don't have it in me. That's crazy. You stayed somewhere for children that... And she was like, eventually I realized, like, I don't even have legal rights to these kids. Why am I doing this? Wow. I'm glad you came to that. I'm glad you came to that realization. Okay? Nevertheless, I see women do this type of shit all the time. They give and give and give and give. No childless, unmarried woman in her 20s should be taking care of a nigga's grandmother, his biological child, his half-sister, and spending her hard-earned money to make sure that the family keeps running whenever he is incapable of keeping the family running. And she did say that he had proposed to her. And I was like, I bet you he did. He was trying to secure a lifetime nanny and childcare provider and maid. that also was capable of having sex with him. Like, she was like, I'm so glad I didn't marry him. That was the smartest thing she said. The whole conversation. The whole conversation, I was like, sis, me too. Like, you gave 8 years of your formative adult years, like the first chunk of your adult years, taking care of motherfuckers that you really you didn't have to take care of them. And I pray that she is blessed with someone in the future that gives her the same energy that she gave this man. You know, no shade to the young lady. It's just like, I hear 40 and 50-year-old women tell me these type of stories about how they did all this stuff for their husband and they pretty much worked themselves to the bone, and they took care of his mama when she was dying, and they took care of this person, and they let his great aunt move in, and you know, the nigga, you know, somebody popped up and said she had a baby by him 5 years ago, so they took that child in. I just be like, whoo, my God, if this was you, if the roles were reversed, he would not do all of that shit for you. He would literally be like, this is too much drama, I'm out. As most men would do that. And I just hate to fucking see it. Like, why are you doing all that? This is why I started doing Untamed Lilith readings. Because I was like, y'all be leaking power everywhere. And I don't say this as a judgment because I've done this shit before. I've done a lot of things before that I use as a teaching tool for other people. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Yes. You want some milk? You already have milk. You want your bear? You have to go get it. I don't know where it is. Can you help her find her bear? What's that, mama? I know you lying. Did you just tear that up? What? Go get the other piece of the bear that she ripped up. Because why? Yeah, he's missing an ear now. My God. Just done tore it up. So yeah, anyways, I'm closing. I don't want to keep y'all on because obviously my children think they can tear up stress balls. Give me that and I'll burn an incense for you. Bring me the incense. Yeah. So you can get your energy together and I told you to sit down like 8 times. Again, this is why I started doing Untamed Lilith readings, because this is a result of not being in your Lilith energy. I guarantee you, if I went in that girl's chart and I looked, there is something that tells her about not taking on other people's shit on the level that she's taking on other people's shit. I'm sure. I guarantee you. But I really hated to see that. But again, this is not uncommon. Like, this is very common. I see this all the time. I hear about it all the time. Women just pretty much handing over their life force to dust. To people who wouldn't actually piss on them if they were on fire. People who are committing adultery and cheating on them. People who are having babies on them. People who are physically abusing them. People who are financially and emotionally abusing them. People who are relying on these women to eat. It's wild. It's real wild. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say this morning. Just, pray for some of these folks out here, because women have really been bamboozled into thinking that they are supposed to give and give and give and like receive nothing, or just receive the title of wife and a ring. Like, that's it. And life be in complete and total crusty shambles. And they're like, how did I get here? All I did was stay with the same guy my whole life. All I did was exchange vows. And it's like, because it was the person you were with. Being with someone long term or getting a legal document to bind you with somebody is not going to save you from the person being a freaking dust mite. That's not going to stop the ash of the situation. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, yeah, I'll be back again, y'all. I just needed to drop that little tea because she crossed my mind again. And I was like, damn, that girl was getting steamrolled by that motherfucker. Like, it was steamrolling her ass. Steamrolling her. And she's not the first and won't be the last. So anyways, y'all have a good day. Peace.